Friends, we're very fortunate to be joined by the Honorable Andy Berke, Mayor of Chattanooga. Hello, Mr. Mayor. How are you, sir?
Good. How about you today?
I am doing great. Thank you for coming on. I have been looking forward to talking with you since you and I connected a little while ago. Not that you're sitting around twiddling your thumbs waiting to talk to me. So
Of
you
course
have,
I am. This is all I wanted to do since I've been mayor.
and I appreciate that, Mr. Mayor. You you have faced a challenge that leaders, that's how they rise to the top. COVID has come in. Let's talk a little bit about before COVID. You had some amazing things happening in the city of Chattanooga. Unemployment reduced by 2%, increasing jobs, thousands of jobs. You've made the streets safer. You've implemented all kinds of plans. We saw growth, and I think the economy was booming. COVID-19 happens. As the leader of a city this size, what do you do? How do you respond to that? How did you respond to that?
Well, this was an incredible challenge for us, for the entire city, because at the beginning of 2020, Forbes magazine said that Chattanooga would have the #1 city for job growth in 2020.
Wow.
We were seeing tremendous improvement in lots of different sectors, unemployment dropping, and just as importantly, wages were rising. And I am a firm believer that wages are actually the most important factor to look at, because when people have more money in their pocket, then that is what really propels our economy forward. But we were seeing all that, and then all of a sudden, COVID hits. I think what we're witnessing right now is a true exposure of, in our city, state, and country, where the gaps are. And so we've really had to sit down, assess what's happening. And my goal for our city is to build back stronger.
And you have another 9 months in office to do that. I mean, with COVID-19, that's got to feel like, frankly, years. But it's a position that, from talking with you, you relish that leadership position in trying to get things back going again.
Well, this is really important, and I'm trying to make sure that that we exhibit the right leadership, that we model what's supposed to happen. Listen, in the last few months, we've been looking at an economic distress unlike anything we've seen since the Great Depression. A global pandemic, protests in our city, and a tornado. And I think the mental stress that comes for many people, knowing what the future holds and what they're going to be able to do. And I think the goal for a city like this is to build a community where we help each other and look out for one another, and say, we're not going to hide from the crisis. We're going to come out and face it head on.
Yeah, well, I've known you for a lot of years, and I know where your heart is. And you talk about the stress in individuals. It's got to be stressful for you, knowing that you've got 180,000 plus constituents out there that you're trying to get through this as well.
It's a little stressful. At the same time, I try not to complain, because I asked for this. I ask people to go out and knock on doors and vote for me and do all kinds of other things. And the kind of stress that other people face is not necessarily stress that they've asked for. And so, to me, I think I recognize and that I'm the one who ran for this office. I try not to complain about it as a result. And I think the other piece is that there's so much in this position. When you see things go right and you see somebody's life improve, and they come up and they thank you or send you an email, that's just tremendously satisfying. So you kind of see both sides of the equation.
Yes, you put so many initiatives into place. I mean, so I'm a former veteran. Well, I am a veteran, former military officer, but you have done so much for the homeless vets. You also have some initiatives I'd just like to touch on real quick, because they're pretty fascinating. You're not leading, you're leading from the front, but you're not a dictator. It seems like you're getting a lot of input. Can we talk a little bit about some of those initiatives? For example, the Mayor's Council for Women. Is that the correct term, Mayor's Council for Women, sir?
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
So first of all, thank you for your service. Appreciate
you.
it. And that we're a patriotic city. I'm a patriotic person. I think thinking about even the Mayor's Council for Women and all those other things in terms of our country is we do want input. And so a few years ago, I announced the Mayor's Council for Women, which was a way for us to solicit input from people throughout our community and ask them what they wanted to see and how they wanted us to go about doing things. And one of the most satisfying things was that right after it was formed, the Mayor's Council for Women looked at some domestic violence issues. They put forward a law to their state legislatures and got it passed. And so changing how women could be, so that they could not be kicked out of an apartment if their abuser was arrested for domestic violence. So you see things like that and you realize there are lots of good ideas out there. Let's give people the chance to talk about them.
I think that's wonderful. Now, can we touch real quick on Chattanooga Forward? Can you share what that's about, sir?
So Chattanooga Forward was our attempt to take input from the community in 6 different areas and figure out what big steps Chattanooga could take to move forward, like arts and entertainment and downtown, the gig and tech economy, sports and outdoors. So we looked at all those issues. As a result of that, we formed the Innovation District. We started working on making sure that more people had access to the gig and to the tech economy. We changed and saw a lot of development in our downtown, rebuilt Miller Park, and we could keep going, but every single person on Chattanooga Forward was a community member. It was not city government staff, because when we hear information from people, it builds momentum, it gives us great ideas, and that's what we want to see.
So we've got the structure in place. I mean, we've got the fastest, most efficient internet in the world. We've got everything in place that you're talking about. So COVID's hit the world. I got to think we're not getting behind anybody, not that that's a comfort, but everything's in place. So once we get over this, we're set to explode again, are we not? Am I misreading that, Mayor Berke?
I think the fundamentals of our city are still strong. We certainly have seen over the last few months where there are significant gaps. But as long as we stay focused on an inclusive economy where everybody can benefit, growing wages, making sure that we have the jobs of the future and spreading that evenly throughout our community, I think that a lot of those things that you heard about before are still there waiting to come back out when hopefully vaccine in the near future.
Yes, sir. Well, Mayor Berke, I know how busy you are. I got to tell you, I'm grateful for you spending time with us today. I hope something comes up or you have something to share, or maybe we'll just call out to you again. We'd love to have you back on. And Mayor Berke, thank you for your service to our community.
Thank you so much. It's great to be with you.
Thank you, sir. Be well. Hey guys, be sure to share this video with your friends, and to get the latest updates, like this page and subscribe to our channel.